Hey YouTube, back with another video today guys, and today I wanted to talk to you about some of the stocks that I did a killing on for the year 2017 into 2018 and what I'm kind of doing with my money and how I'm kind of seeing the market trend as a whole. We've got a lot of fluctuation in the market, probably because of the big scare from February and the massive rise that it saw. I saw that was a little crazy how fast the stock market went up, and when it went up really fast, it's like gravity. Sometimes it's kind of come down. It's an interesting situation because there's plenty of buying opportunities if you know where to buy, guys. And there's a lot of people that are dive bombing into stocks that I don't really think are really good investment decisions. I know a lot of people like Amazon, so they're going and buying Amazon because they like the stock, or people are competing with each other to try and outdo each other with something like Amazon. And so they're throwing their money into Netflix, they're throwing their money into Amazon, and it's creating incredibly high PE ratios. And what happens when people get greedy? They get burned. And I'm just going to be sitting there with my money sitting on the side, waiting for the things to go way down to reasonable PE ratios, and then I'll buy on the way down. I like to buy when things are going down, not when they're going up, and it's kind of like doomsday for GE stock. You know, I'm young right now. I'm not even 30 years old, soon to be though, and there's a lot of stocks that could change my life forever. A lot of companies that that I could buy at this age that might turn around and change my life as a whole. If I bought 100 shares of GE at $11 and it went up to $30, wouldn't that be quite the return? And it's very likely that that could happen or could not happen depending on what happens in the future. And that's a high risk, high return kind of situation. But a company that's been in the Dow for like, what is it, 120 years, and is probably going to get kicked out for sure this year unless some major things happen. You know, if it gets kicked out of the Dow and, you know, it's all over for GE, I see it as a potential large upside if they manage to get things in order. But they need to get things in order. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about some kind of tech companies or tech stocks, I guess you could say, that I was really interested in the mid 2017 that has done a really great upside for me for 2018 that I sold out of completely, except for one stock that I decided to keep. And it's more of a nostalgic reason why I wanted to keep this stock, not because I don't think that its PE ratio is still a little high. I think it's 25 right now, and for tech, I guess that's on the lower end, but still 25 times earnings is still pretty high. I like to buy stocks around the 10 if I can, even lower, and I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. So Micron I got because it was like a no-brainer to me. I know a little bit about computers, I know how to build them, and I know kind of what they base their products in, and it was just the amount of money that they were making was incredible. And I think it might continue again a little bit this year. And I bought this at less than $40 a share, and now I think it's up to 60 something dollars a share, and it's still got room to grow because the PE ratio on this stock is still really low. I think it's like 9, maybe 10. It's still got probably about, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Micron hits $100 by the end of this year. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, but if they continue sales, they will. Square was another one that I really saw as a great investment opportunity because Square is a company that's based their infrastructure into the backbone of every like small business like that I see kind of going forward. You know, like you've got the hot dog stands and, you know, whatever it may be. You'd be surprised on how many small businesses have Square-based products. Now, if you can bring value to small businesses, you can make a killing, and this is one of those companies that I see personally is going to grow exponentially over the next 10 to 20 years. The problem is they haven't reached a profitability that makes me happy. So I dipped in and dipped out of that stock. And I also see that there could be a market correction this year or next year, maybe in the year 2020 as well. But I needed some money to have on the side. So these two stocks were quick flips. for me, and within 3 to 4 months. And personally, I don't like doing that. I like to hold stocks for a longer time because of capital gains. You get taxed pretty high on these, but when you see returns of 48 and 45%, sometimes it's okay to sell, guys. Okta was another one. This was word of mouth that I invested into this stock. I had somebody say that this is going to go up quite a bit, and it's a high risk if you do something that somebody tells you to invest in, right? You should be looking to me as maybe kind of a guidance, not for what I say you should invest in, because you might get burned on it. Personally, I made bad investment decisions, or what would be considered bad investment decisions for this year. And to me, I don't see them as bad investment decisions. I see them as great buying opportunities because I see great companies, and even though they may be going down right now, they can still come back. They can still grow. And if they have something that other companies don't have, if they have large moats, then even though that they're going down, I can still buy more shares. Intel was the company that I ended up sticking with and keeping, because Intel to me is kind of like the Coca-Cola of I guess tech. To me, I think it's a little bit expensive on its PE ratio, but they have a lot of things that they're in. They have a great innovation team, and they have a lot of things that they are just developing too. So who says a nimble there can't be a nimble giant? Intel's kind of one of those companies that I can see potential with great upside in the near future, in the next 10 to 20 years. But we'll see how that pans out. But I still am betting on Intel. I'll still keep what's inside. Visa is one of those companies that kind of blew my mind. A lot of people are starting to move away from cash-based currencies, and they're going to digital currencies, whether it's cryptocurrencies, doesn't matter. People just don't want to deal with the hassle of cash. They don't want to deal with the hassle of coins. And when that happens, it changes society, and it changes how our currency-based system happens. It happens usually about every 40 years. And currently, Visa is one of those companies that does credit cards. It does transactions. It's a total tech company, and if you realize how its financials works, and I made 18% on that. That was an easy flip, and I could have invested more money into all these stocks, but I'm also just starting to learn how to do investments, and I needed this money right here for cash. I wanted to have some cash on side. So if I made, I think on this whole total, I think I made like $1,000 almost on these alone, and just from investing in these and then getting out of them. And I could have made a lot more. You know, there's people who probably did something similar to this and made millions, but I took that cash, and then this is just my play money. This is just money that I made just from picking out some stocks. They went up, and now I have this cash sitting on the side for when the stock market may take a correction, and you know, maybe it's like a little bit of a buying opportunity for me to be able to maybe buy like Amazon at $150 a share. I'm not saying that it's going to go down that low, but if the stock market takes a correction, it is very probable that high PE ratio stocks go a lot lower than something that's like a PE ratio of 4 or 5. So I took some of this money, I kept it on the side, and then I started to invest in some other things when I started to learn about stocks in general, and I started putting them into airlines. Right now, a lot of the airline industry has come down almost like 20% over the years, and some have gone up, but I still think that there's a lot of great companies. You've got Spirit Airlines, Hawaiian Holdings. You know, those are some, you know, they're getting beat up by kind of the stuff that's going on with social media and the price of maybe gas being down. Who knows? That probably plays a major effect into the pricing of tickets, right? But I still think that they're good companies to invest in, and if the booking is solid, if their financials are sound, why not invest into them? Why invest into stocks that are going massively up and take the risk? To me, it's just not worth it. So I took all this money and put it on the side, and I started investing into what I think is smart investment decisions. And I kind of went into a sector that I think has been kind of forgotten about. A lot of people don't like to think about, you know, the miners and people who go out and they mine the earth and bring the precious metals to the surface, as far as a good investment, especially right now because they're suffering with a lot of their earnings, but they're a necessity. A lot of people need gold and other precious metals, copper. Copper would be a major investment if you could have invested into copper like 20 years ago. And that's a long time ago because it's just in so many things. And a lot of those precious metals, I think, are really important for tech. You know, high conductivity. Silver is the highest conductivity. Gold has like anti-corrosive components. You know, you can throw a gold coin into the ocean and it would remain mostly the same over the course of 100 years, and that's pretty amazing. Because you throw in an iron coin and it would be like disintegrated, or the most rusty piece of metal on earth. And that's the thing that blows my mind is so many people have moved out of these sectors, and you need to do what other people are not, need to do what others are not doing, right? With people who are investing all their money into the FANG stocks, be different, break the trend. And if you want to be a financial sound person, don't make dumb business decisions. Don't make dumb financial decisions by moving into stocks that everyone else, I think, are moving into, unless you do it at a right time. So I just wanted to do that video for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like the video, dislike if you dislike the video, and if you really like the video, guys, please subscribe. I hope to hear back from you again very soon. Thank you and have a great day.